My name is David W. Parker. I own the law firm of David W. Parker, PC, also known as Utah Disability Law. I've been in practice since October of 1987, and this is my exclusive practice. I do nothing other than Social Security. Some people get intimidated because they've applied for benefits and immediately get turned down. Statistically, only 21% of the people nationwide get their benefits awarded on the first try. You are then entitled to an appeal. This is called a request for reconsideration, and that's where Social Security would then review your case and determine whether you qualify. However, we have noticed that Social Security does not do a very good job in analyzing the claim, and therefore on the second appeal, we go before a judge. Statistically nationwide, 68% of the people get their benefits when they go before a judge. However, we have found that by diligently gathering up your medical records, obtaining information that a judge would need to know, that percentage would skyrocket and would be much higher. Some people ask, how long does it take? Well, the initial stage takes about 120 days. And then when you file a request for reconsideration, it's between 80 and 90 days. In Utah, Utah is the fastest processing state of Social Security benefits in the nation. There are ways how we can speed it up. It does take us about 11 months to get in front of a judge, but there are certain ways how we can try to get that sped up by either filing what's called an OTR, which stands for on the record decision, or getting this in front of the VSU unit. Each of these units are very cooperative, and they analyze the case correctly. The mere fact that a judge may deny your claim does not stop you from going on to another appeal. You do have the right to go before an appeals council or into federal court. Those two processes do take additional time. I receive a question about whether my medical records are adequate to prove up my claim. Oftentimes when a doctor talks to you, they're talking about how you're feeling, what's your pain levels, if you have a psychological impairment, how you're coping, and so forth. Many times the medical records do not answer what a judge needs to determine your case. For instance, in a physical aspect, they look at how long you can sit and stand and walk and push and pull and raise your arms and do activities at bending, kneeling, crouching, those type of things. Those rarely are put in your medical records. From a psychological standpoint, they look at what are your activities of daily living, your social functioning, your concentration, persistence, and pace, and whether you've had episodes of decompensation. At the law office of David W. Parker, we have drafted up many templates and reports that we ask you to have your doctors fill out. These are vital information and facts that we need to help prove up your case. Without that information, a judge has no information on how to prove up your case other than whether they believe you or not. We feel in our office that these templates are vital in proving up your claim. A common question we receive is, do I have to have an attorney to represent me in my claim before Social Security? And the answer is no, you do not need to have an attorney. You don't have to have an attorney. However, remember that if you go before a judge, you are going to be talking about very highly legal and procedural issues. I would never send anyone before a judge unless you had representation of a good, understanding attorney. However, the initial aspect, the initial application that you have is basically fact gathering. You can do this on your own online. But again, remember that you're going to be answering questions about how your disability affects you. There are certain questions that they will ask you, such as, do you have any pets that you take care of? Do you do the laundry? Do you do yard work and all these other aspects? Answers to these questions are very important because it gives Social Security information on how to deny your claim. That is the reason why you want to have an attorney, is to protect you. in these matters on how you answer to them. That is brought to our office often is if I'm receiving workers' compensation or if I'm on a long-term disability benefit, can I also qualify for Social Security? Under workers' compensation, you are entitled to 6 different benefits. If you get on Social Security, that will help you preserve and maintain those benefits you receive under workers' compensation. And so therefore it's advisable that you do get on workers' compensation. Now you can receive workers' comp and Social Security together that would benefit you in the long run. However, there may be an offset. You should talk to your attorney about that offset just to make sure you understand what your benefits would be. The other question is if I'm on a long-term disability plan with my employer or I want to get on a long-term disability plan, every one of those policies that I have seen, including the federal government's long-term disability plan, requires you to go after Social Security so that they get a dollar-for-dollar credit. Bear in mind, many of these insurance companies want you to hire their attorney or their attorney representative to represent you on that Social Security claim. In our mind, this is a conflict of interest because the long-term carrier would benefit greater if you lost your Social Security claim or compromised your Social Security claim. We often find out that many of these people do not represent you in their best interest, and therefore we would advise you to stay away from them. Bear in mind, they may entice you to say that you would get free legal representation. If you hire the law firm of David W. Parker, you will receive the same benefit and better representation than if you hired one of theirs. Likewise, you would receive free benefits from us based upon the offset when you need to correlate your benefits with the long-term carrier. Bear in mind, this is a very complicated factor, and so when you come and see us on our free consultation, we will outline how that works. Every person's case is different. Everyone has different circumstances. We ask that you contact us for a free consultation so that we can explain and talk with you about your special circumstances. You can contact us on the web at www.utah.disabilitylaw.com. We have a toll-free number of 877-773-5600, or you can contact us locally at 801-328-5600. Myself or one of my staff would be happy to talk to you. We invite you to come to our office. However, if you have difficulty with travel, we are happy to come out to your place and discuss these same aspects.